Hey, Heidi here, and with my good friend Brooke. I am so happy you're here. Thanks for being here, Brooke.
I'm excited to be here, Heidi. Hello, everybody.
We are collaborating a little bit because Brooke has something really cool. She's going to be teaching you some ways to make money through Facebook without selling a thing, which is really cool because if you're an artist or creative, like that's kind of one of our stopping points is now we want to sell it and it just makes us a little bit icky and it's hard to do. So I'm
Yes.
excited you're here because I know you have some tips for them on
hmm
how they can make money through Facebook without selling a thing. So,
Yeah.
welcome. Tell us who you are for those of you that don't know who you are
Yeah.
yet and what you do.
Yeah. So I'm Brooke Riley. I almost said I own Facebook. I wish I owned Facebook.
Not me. That's too many problems.
My
No.
name's Brooke Zuckerberg. No, I'm kidding. Um, I own Refab and the Refab Boutique and started my business 9 years ago. Started it on Facebook. I'm very passionate about Facebook. This is one platform that gets me super excited. I know it gets a bad rap a lot. I know there's like negative connotations and stuff sometimes around it with business owners, but I'm here today and I'm here all the time to be a proponent for Facebook, not because they're paying me to do so, but because it has changed my life. I started my business 9 years ago. Started as a DIY decorating blog showing house renovations and furniture flips and all the fun things and writing about it because I love to write. And I started my blog with zero anything page views, and I started Facebook at the very same time with zero followers. So, and listen, we all start at zero, okay? Everyone,
Yes.
no matter where you're at, we all start at zero. You don't go in and be like 20,000 looks like a good number. I'll start at today. Like I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't. So we all start at zero, and so did I. So I started on this platform, and through the years have just understood it and learned it really well and feel like I maximize it to its fullest. And through doing that, I have really been able to change my life and my business because it gives you so many tools on
Yeah.
how to succeed. Like it helps you succeed. Like all I hear all the time from people who don't truly understand it is this algorithm sucks. People don't see my stuff, blah, 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 blah. And I understand that you can easily feel that way sometimes. But when you're feeling that or you're hearing that from people, it is typically because they just don't understand how to truly use the platform to their advantage.
Hmm.
And there is still so much opportunity right here on Facebook. I mean, there really is. And of course, all the other social media platforms, but we're just talking specifically about Facebook today. Um, and how to monetize it to the fullest and all those fun things. But 9 years ago when I started, I was at zero. Now my Facebook page is at 916,000.
Wow.
I've also been able to grow other pages. Our boutique page is at almost 200,000. I own the Refab Boutique. I did mention that, but so it's a separate page. Like we've just been able to grow, but despite like those numbers looking nice and being vanity numbers or whatever, that people think, there has been a lot of money made on Facebook. Now, clearly, when you look at the boutique, that's a store. Okay, so that's really not what we're talking about today. I do sell things there. We sell boutique clothing, we go live, we do all that. And Facebook has made it possible to do so many things on that side of the business that's been amazing and helped us maximize it. But what I'm going to talk about a little bit today is how Facebook has allowed me to do what I love and lots of people to do what they love, just bringing value to our audience and connecting and making relationships and being authentic and showing up. And they allow you to make money doing that without even selling anything, with no product, with no printable, with no digital thing, like literally just showing up. And I think that is pretty awesome. And I get excited about it. And I get most excited about it because a lot of people don't realize it. And I think that's what's fun is to share something that people are like, I didn't know you could do that. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm over here like, I get so pumped about that. So I know most of you watching on Heidi's page, you are painters, you're creatives of some sort, more than likely painters, because she teaches paint parties, how to make money doing paint parties, how to paint certain projects. Like, you follow her for something related to that, I'm sure. And maybe some of you just really love her personality, and you may never paint anything, but you love to watch her. Like, there's people who follow me that don't even craft, but they like listening to my voice or whatever. And, you know, it is what it is. So
You don't have an accent. I don't have an accent. I don't know what people are talking about.
exactly. So I know that y'all are in the world of wanting to make a little extra income. Maybe you're wanting to make full-time living, which is certainly possible. Me and Heidi are living proof of that, along with so many other people that we know and that I'm sure have been introduced to you along the way on this page. But there's also money to be made, and I don't ever want to disregard this, because there's also money to be made that's like, okay, groceries are high right now. Okay. If you've been to the grocery store, holy cow, what cost you $20 2 years ago is now like 60. Like, things are just so much more. And it's hard. It's hard for everybody. Like, everybody feels the pinch of that. Electric bills. I worked in the high bill department of the electric company for years. I worked at the electric company 9 years. I talked to people every single day that struggle to pay their electric bill. Like, I understand, and I really do, can say this with all honesty, understand what it's like to be paycheck to paycheck, to need just some extra money, to be like, what can I do that I find joy in, that can help bring my family a little bit extra money? So it's not always, I want to make $1 million or I want to do this. Sometimes it's, I want to help pay the mortgage this month. I want to be able to set $200 aside to start saving for my first vacation in years. It can be anything. So I don't want you to think small, but I also don't want you to get turned off by thinking, she's talking too big for me. Like, that's not what I'm interested in. I think you have to take it and create what your goal is for your life. And there's no wrong or right way to do that. But the cool thing is, on Facebook, years, when Facebook Live started, I don't remember what year that was, maybe 2017?
2016. I remember it well.
Okay, good. Okay, so I started doing it in 2017 because I was one of those people that was like, I'm not going live. And I was saying all that. And
I was the one that was like, hi, Mom. I don't know what I'm doing, but
yes.
I to be on here. Why is one of my students?
Isn't it so funny how you look back? Oh,
random.
My gosh,
so random.
So funny. So I was hesitant at the beginning. I had my page. I was writing all the stuff, sharing pretty pictures, doing all the stuff. And then all of a sudden this thing called Facebook Live came out. And I'm like, yeah, I just don't know how that benefits me and all that. Well, I finally went it. I did it scared. And it was pretty bad. But I did it scared again, and then I got second nature with it. And when that started, and I started doing some video content, and I know some people are immediately going to be turned off by hearing about video. I get that. I hear that all the time.
Actually, not my audience. Because,
good.
Yeah, because sometimes they get nervous about it being on their face, and I totally get that. But
yes,
the greatest thing, and please let us know in the comments if you have ever gone live. I'd love to know if you've been live or not. But the greatest thing, Brooke, about the people who follow me is they are artists. Like, they're crafters, and they can always point their stuff down and just show what they're doing.
You don't have to see your face. That's awesome.
Don't have to see your face. So that's actually a really big benefit about.
Okay, awesome. Well, that is even better to know. Mm-hmm. So Facebook Live, most of you, I see some people saying yes, they do. So definitely let us know in the comments. We love to see your comments. I especially love to see comments and get that interaction. So I did Facebook Live, and that is when my page took off. Now, I was showing my face, but just like Heidi said, especially when you're a creator like that, you can be live and just showing your hands. You can show your face, but you don't have to. And you can upload video. You don't have to be live. Like, you can do so many different things. But the key is connecting with your audience, because once you start connecting with them in that authentic way where they get to know you, and maybe it's face to face or just hearing your voice or seeing your hands and connecting with you like that, there's so many different ways to connect. they immediately, Denise, that's funny. I show my face when I decide to wear makeup. Yeah, I get you on that. Listen.
I'm always, if you don't see my face, it's because I haven't done my makeup.
Yes, and I have been live sometimes in my pajamas with no makeup, and then I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, did I wake up drinking that morning? I don't even drink, but like, it's like something wasn't right with me to do that when I look at it later. But anyway,
I know, I'm like Dolly Parton. I'm like, I don't want anybody seeing me without makeup.
Yes, and it just, showing up online authentically, however that is what connects you to your audience. And you know that from Heidi, you know that from a lot of people, but it cannot be stated enough that that is what is going to bring people into your brand. When they know you, they start to like you, they start to get to know you, they start to know some of your mannerisms, they kind of hear about your family. We know Pixie, even though I've never personally met her, I feel like I know her, and all those things. And like you know her dog, like you felt sad when her dog passed away. Like I literally texted her because I felt so sad for her. Like, these people and you become like family with them. Yeah, and I personally do know Heidi and have spent a lot of time with her in person. But there's people that I feel super connected with online that I've actually never met in person a day in my life. And so that's the connection of the online space. And that's the connection that people have with your brand and with your business. And once you have that established, and once you've kind of started building that and really nurturing that, there's so many opportunities out there to make money with that. Even if you never sell one of your paintings, or you never sell a digital file, or you never sell a class. Now, those are definitely ways to make money, and those are good ways and all the things. But there's so many ways that you don't have to do that too. And Facebook offers these ways, like they offer you ways to make money through video that you may not even realize, that you can make really good money by just jumping on and talking to your people. Like, you're not selling them anything. Like, I'll give you an example of this. I've had, and you may be wondering this, and so I'm going to just say this as somebody has asked me this before. I'm going to say this to y'all. Somebody asked me one time, like, they see me online, and this is like a person that lives close to me. I live in rural Western Kentucky, so I'm not close to any big cities, nothing. And they said, I see you and you're doing all these things and it's so cool. And I know you've had success, and I know you got a boutique that does well. And like, because that, having a boutique, they understand that. That's retail sales. They get that. This other stuff, they're like, I just don't get how you're making any money crafting online, because I do crafts. That's one of the things I do. Or showing you decorating your Christmas tree when I'm not selling the ornaments or anything. I'm just decorating and be like, I like to put this here and I like to add this here, and I'm sharing all this. Or why do you go to Dollar General and show us what you bought, and you're getting excited and you're showing all these things? This is my Dollar General haul. I spent $25 and got all this, and I'm sharing it. They're like, I just don't understand how that makes sense. Like, how do you make money with that? Like, what is the point of doing that? And this person was a friend, and like, we were chatting, and I was like, first of all, I've done that since I started being live on Facebook. I knew what my audience was interested in and what I loved to do, and I would just share it. And that connected me to them. That was just a natural thing to do. And I loved it. They loved it. I got good feedback. I knew what they wanted to see, and that's what I wanted to give them. So I want to serve them. So that's what we do, is we serve our audience. But it also started growing my audience, because the more and more video I did that was hitting home with my audience, the more they wanted to share it with their friends, and then more people came. So my page was growing, which is a natural thing. But what's really cool is I was doing this for probably 3 or 4 years, doing the same thing. And then all of a sudden one day something came along, and it was Facebook themselves saying, hey, why don't you start making some money on these videos you're doing? And I'm like, or, it's like, okay, sign me more. Yeah. And so like, Facebook started recognizing the value that people like me, that people like Heidi, that creators, Oh, thank you, Beth. Thank you. Yep, you just got to do it consistently. Sometimes that's the hardest part, is just staying consistent. And I fall off the boat sometimes. Sometimes I'm hit or miss. But overall, that's what matters. Like, don't get down on yourself if you've missed a few days or missed a couple weeks. Listen, 1 month I went MIA. I had so much going on. I was going through some things, and guess what? Everybody was right there when I got back, and I just started back. So you just be as consistent as you can, and you will see the benefits. So Facebook, they started seeing the value in creators and in people that were just really building a community, and they started giving us ways to monetize that. And if you're not familiar, which I think most of y'all would be, but with the word monetize, that just means they started giving us opportunities to make money doing content that we were already doing. And then along the way, they started adding other things that we can make money in. And the cool thing about that is, like, it is not limited to just video. Video is a very lucrative way that you can make money without ever selling anything. But there's different ways that you can monetize different videos depending what you're doing. Like, there's reels, there's in-stream ads for live video, but then there's also ads for another. Like, there's so many different ways that Facebook themselves give us to make money on their platform. And the cool thing about that is I was doing it already. Like, I didn't have to start anything new. I'm just like, okay, turn it on. Let's start making money. And so now, so when I told my friend, I was kind of explaining it a little bit. I wasn't going in that much detail, but I said, listen, if I do a live showing a haul of something from anywhere, people just like hauls. They like to see hauls on my page, whether it's from a Hobby Lobby haul, a TJ Maxx haul, wherever, Dollar General. And if I do a haul and it takes me like 30 minutes to do it, and I'm sharing and I'm providing value and I'm providing content, I'm not selling you a single thing, I'm just sharing and talking, that video right there could make $1,000. So I was doing that for years for $0. And so when they started seeing the value in all the things that us creators were doing and give us options of ways to monetize that, I jumped on it. And so since then, I've dug into that a lot more. I've understood their ways that they do things and how to truly take the platform and how to really utilize it to the fullest to make money doing the things that they're offering us for free. And I think just so many people just don't even know that that's an option. They don't understand all the options that they give us. And even if they knew that there were some options, they don't understand how to take those and really maximize them where you can make true money doing it. And a lot of y'all, especially in Heidi's audience, you're probably already qualified and doing so many of these things, and you may just not be making any money on them yet, but you could be.
Yeah.
So that's what's exciting about it.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing all that. Cause I do think sometimes, because, we're teaching paint parties, and some of the paint party people have started going online, but they're also, we get in this overwhelm of like, we got our next event. And I mean, running events, like it's a lot. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of time. And so I think sometimes we get overwhelmed and we're going to the next event where, oh my gosh, if I took just a few minutes out of my day every day to grow this, I could simultaneously, oh my gosh, I said a big word. I said it right.
Listen to you.
We could, you could make money while you're at the paint party. With that video running, you're making double money. You have paint party money coming in, plus you have Facebook money coming in. So I want to ask you a question, because I know you have a really cool masterclass you want to share. I want to ask you, like, okay, so for the person here that's like, okay, I'm just getting started. Like, I know what my answer is, but what would you say to somebody that's like, okay, that's great, Brooke, you have, several 100,000 followers, but I'm brand new to this. Like, do you think, and I know my answer, but do you think it's a worthy cause? And do you think they should still do it?
Okay. So I've got kind of a multifaceted answer. So let me say, and I always am a straight shooter. Okay. I have a coaching group. I do different things. I teach people how to make money in the online space, but I am never going to tell anybody that anything's easy. Okay. Because it's not. And I just, if that makes somebody say, oh, I'm not going to buy that, well, then they probably shouldn't have bought that. Because if they thought it was going to be easy with no work, then there you go. But if you are just starting out and you're trying to get going and you're trying to understand all the things, and no, you don't have 900,000 followers. And listen, there's so much to say about that topic. That doesn't matter. Okay. I would say yes to buy the class, but the reason I say that is not because you're going to get in there and immediately start making money. But I'm going to tell you what will happen. You will get in there, you understand all these different things that you can do and what it takes to do each one, and what it takes to be qualified for each of these monetization tools, and gives you goals of what you're working towards. Because if you do not, and some of them are easy to get and you're probably already qualified. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of followers to be qualified for these. Okay. The max on any of the monetization is 10,000. Okay. And that's only some of them. There's all kinds of other ones that and I teach all that in the masterclass and walk through saying what the eligibility is from this and how to make money with each of these streams. There's over 7 ways on Facebook that they give you for free to make money on their platform. And so, a couple of them is like 500 followers. And you can also, and I talk about this in the masterclass in more detail, even if you don't have a business page, you can turn your personal page into a professional page, which immediately unlocks all of this as well. So I'm not going to go through all that right here because I do talk about that in there. And it's an hour class of me going nonstop explaining with real money figures that I've made personally on Facebook, showing you exactly, like from my Facebook account, like behind the scenes, like going through each one and explaining how to make money doing a live video, how you make money doing this, how they pay you, how this works, and all the other ways. So there's so much involved in it. And that's why I made it into a master class. And so in response more to Heidi's question, you're going to have some following. You're going to have something that you don't just get on Facebook brand new and just you start unlocking all these tools to make money. That's not how it works. And I think y'all of all people understand that. So I'm not talking to people who wouldn't understand that. But what gets me the most motivated to do anything is to have some sort of goal in mind. Like if I'm already doing live video, like Denise, she says I do live video. She's already doing this. So, I don't know how many followers she has or how new she is or anything like that, because I don't know her personally. But what I do know is if I was already doing live video, that's just one out of the 7 or 8 ways. Okay. So don't get caught up on live video. That's just what we're just kind of mentioning right now. But if I was already doing that and I knew that I could make, there's no limit to what you can make. It depends how all in you go or how sporadic you are. It's going to depend on you. Okay. It's going to depend on what you're willing to put into it, how much you want to hone in on it. It is one of my revenue streams. So I'm not living on Facebook doing it all day, every day. But I make really good money on Facebook doing it as much as I do. And I always think, man, if I was on here even more, if I didn't have a boutique that I was also highly responsible for in a coaching group and a mastermind, then obviously more time would go into this stream. And so maybe you're like, I do just enjoy doing video on Facebook, or I do just enjoy being on that platform. Then man, maybe you could do triple what I do. It doesn't matter the follower count. As you grow and do these things, that's going to grow along with it. And then you're going to see, okay, this is a goal for this. I really want to get this many views so I can monetize this. And then I want to do this and I want to do this. And it's going to open the door and unlock different opportunities along the way. So, I would say if you're not willing to try to take your passion or something you really, really enjoy and try to grow it and try to do something with it, then the class wouldn't be for you. And I wouldn't want you to waste any money doing that. But if you are somebody that has ambition and really wants to learn and understand all the different ways that you can make money and what you have to do to unlock that and to be able to take that and run with it, then I 100%, I think it's worth every single penny plus more. Plus, I've got 2 bonuses right now that I'm offering it. They're only until Friday. So Friday, April 26th, 2024, because I know a lot of people watch on the replay.
Yeah.
Clear with when that bonus ends. But anybody who purchases that before midnight of Friday the 26th, 2024, you also get my top 10 ways to grow on Facebook. That's a paid webinar that I did. You get that for free. And you also get my free masterclass on how to grow using Facebook Lives.
Awesome.
So that's something else you get. So it's a very valuable thing, but you do have to be willing to put in the work. And that's anything, but you do.
It's anything. And what I like to tell, especially the artists and creatives on here, is I just heard from one of our new members. She was talking about how she gets nervous in front of a crowd. Well, when I first did my videos, I looked like a stoner. Like it was awful. I mean, I didn't know to project my voice. Like right now, I'm sure my husband can hear me downstairs because I'm projecting my voice. Like I didn't know any of these things. And so it's like you're getting in the reps, it's like people want to go immediately to 20,000 followers, but do you really? Like, it's good to get the reps while you're practicing, while you're awkward, while you don't got it just right. Like practice. And then the thing about, Brooke saying like it takes time and dedication, everything does. You want to go to dentist school, you got to do a program. You want to, get a job at the bank. There's going to be a process, an orientation. Like there's always, for anything, any job, any type of thing you're trying to go through. So when she, talks about this masterclass and the price, you can click on the link. There's a link in the top, or there's one in the chat. The price for this, I mean, I was surprised you made it this low, because I thought like for what you're learning, because, you can take knowledge like this and you pay it one time. It's kind of like buying a book, right? You learn something from somebody who's done something and made all the mistakes and gone through it. And Brooke is definitely, she's not a person who's like, oh, I'm doing this and I've made $12 from it. Like she's she's made some significant money from this. This is why I'm sending you to her for this, because she knows what she's doing. She's made a lot of money doing it this way. And so if you want to be a part of the masterclass, do you want to tell them a little bit about what's included and what they'll get if they want to sign up?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just mentioned the 2 bonuses you get, but that's just the bonuses. That's not the class, but you get those as well if you order before Friday. But the class itself, it's about an hour long. So it's not going to take a lot of your time. And I'll have you would have a notebook ready. You're going to want to take lots and lots of notes. Listen, I'm telling you. But I also have a PowerPoint. I felt really professional with my PowerPoint. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was feeling myself pushing those screens up. But anyway.
That's so fancy, Brooke. I'm proud of you.
I got a little bit fancy. I was like, is this really real life right now? But I wanted you to see some visuals, like, and not just me saying, I made this amount of money. Can you see on my phone? Because, but I actually made screens. So anyway, I walk you through I think there's 8. I know I'll walk you through at least 7. And I always say at least 7, but I know there's more than that, because I also gave a couple extras at the end that is not through Facebook, but other ways to make money that I mentioned at the end. So I'll leave you that masterclass. I leave you with over 7 ways. There's around 9 on the class of how you can make money on the Facebook platform using their own tools. And I say this in there, I want to tell you this too. And whether you take the class or not, I want you to understand this. When you're using Facebook to promote your business and to connect with your followers and all that, and you're trying to make a living or even just make some extra money, you don't have to trying to make a living, but trying to make some extra money on there, and you're using their tools that they give you, they want you to succeed using those. Okay. That's their tools. If I'm going to give you something that I've created and I'm giving it to you to try to use, I want you to use it really well and to do really well with it, because that makes me look good. Exciting. And hello there. And so it makes me look good, makes me feel good. It keeps me in business when I'm doing things that help you. If I'm offering a class that's a lot of BS on the back end after you buy it, and it doesn't help you at all, and you're like, that wasn't worth my time and my money, what good did that do me? Yeah, I got that initial money, but that hurts me far more than that helps me. And it's the same way with Facebook. When they give you these tools to use, they want you to succeed with them. You just have to understand the ins and outs of how to use them. So the point of this class is to tell you the tools and walk you through, okay, this is one of the tools. This is tool one, and they're not in any specific order. It's just going through them all. And this is how you use that. This is how some of my students have used it to make money. This is how I've used it to make money. This is one that I don't use as much because of XYZ, but for somebody in this area, this would really help you because of this, like walking you through. And this is the eligibility requirements for this one. This is the easiest one to get. You can start out with at a smaller page, all this. And I'll walk you through each of those tools. And then at the end, so that wow, these are the possibilities. Because Heidi hit on something so good. I thought it was such a good point. If you want to be a dentist, you got to go through all the dentistry school. You don't just graduate and be like, I'm a dentist, bring me your mouth, I'm going to go drill on your gums. You don't do that. Okay. I hope you don't. Lord bless. But you go through all the learning and you're getting there. Even if you start at the bank, you're probably a teller to start with, which to me, I've been a teller. That's a hard job.
Me
I
too.
don't pay near enough. But anyway, so you see the other opportunities that are there. And so you're doing your best job as you can as a teller. And then you may want to move to this. And then you may want to move to this. And you're seeing the opportunities of where you want to be, but you're working your ranks. And it's the same way with Facebook and with making money and with business. Like just like she said, you think you want to start with 50,000 followers, 20,000 followers. You probably don't, because that would overwhelm you. So you start where you're at and you build yourself up. And these give you goals of what you can work towards when you're ready. And then by the time you get there, man, you're ready to just kill it with those videos or with whatever the other ones are. And then that's when you can excel in it. You're not going to excel with it. Some of you can start excelling today because you're already doing all the things. You just don't have them set up because you didn't know to set up. So some of you are in a really, really good place to just immediately have an ROI from the class. And then some of you, it's more of a long game. But that long game's always worth it, because guess what? The time's going to be passing anyway. You might as well be going towards your dreams.
Yes, I agree. And I have two things to say about all of that. Number one, I love that the training is just an hour. I think one of the things that frustrate me in the online world is sometimes people think more is better, and they put together just all these trainings, and they just, a lot of it's fluff and it doesn't matter. Like, we don't need to hear that. We just need to know, what are those 7 ways and how do I set them up? Exactly. So I love that it's 1 hour. And then also, I think you told me this when we were in Nashville last time. Were you the one that talked about Shark Tank, and the reason a lot of them fail is because they grow too fast? Was that you or somebody else that was telling me about that?
Oh, are you talking about, I have used that analogy before, but I don't know if that was me telling you that there, but I know I have heard the analogy and used that before about a shark, and I may get it wrong right now, but a shark that is only in a small tank is only.
Oh, I haven't heard this one. I was thinking about.
So maybe this is different.
Okay.
I wasn't the one telling you about what you're talking about.
Yeah, share this.
But a shark that is, you put a shark in a small tank, okay, that's only however big. It's never going to grow any bigger than that tank. It's going to stay stuck. It's going to stay swimming in that tank. It's going to be happy in its little surroundings. But that same shark that you put in a bigger tank can grow massively. That is the same shark. It's just growing to its surroundings and what it knows and what it's able to adapt to. And I mean, honestly, and even though I wasn't going to use that analogy, so I really didn't think about it, and that wasn't even the one you were thinking of.
No,
Really, that has everything to do with what we're talking about. You can stay small. There's nothing wrong with that. That shark's probably happy just swimming around in that tiny little tank. But when you open your mind and you open your resources to new opportunities, that just opens for far more growth, and you can stay small. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, then you feel happy here and you stay here. But if you want growth, you've got to get outside of that tank and get in a bigger tank where you're learning more and you're growing more and you're opening your resources to more.
Yeah, and learning from somebody like Brooke who's done this, it's so crazy. Like even your friends, like, I don't know why you're doing a dollar store haul. Like, what does that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? You have a
Yeah.
boutique. Why are you trying to sell dollar store? And you're like, I'm not selling dollar store. Like so many people
Yeah.
will try to listen to their family or their friends to talk about this world when they have no idea what's going on in this world. So I want you to really be careful of who you are listening to. I wouldn't have brought Brooke on here if, she, first off, if I hadn't seen her training. Second, if I didn't realize, that, the money she's made is true money she's made. I know all of these things, and I know that she can walk you through these steps to help you through this masterclass. And so it's only an hour long. It's a very, very, very great investment. And you're going to want to take notes. And how long? And so they have until midnight tomorrow for the bonuses. Is that correct?
Yes, they have until midnight on April 26th, which is a Friday tomorrow.
Okay.
From this live, it's tomorrow and midnight Central Standard Time to get the 2 bonuses on top of that. Now, those 2 bonuses are still available for purchase if you're after that, but it is a $47 value free if you get it before then. So that's just a good little extra that goes hand in hand with this training that just gives you some more information you're going to need when you leave there. It's already here waiting for you to just be able to start diving into that too. So I just would, if you're on the fence about buying it, I would buy it when you can have the other. And I see Denise's question, are we able to rewatch? Yes, you absolutely are. You have lifetime access to this. So like I told one lady yesterday, she wanted her husband to watch it. Like she was like, my mind's just spinning. I got all these ideas now. And she was so excited. She's like, can I show my husband? I'm like, yes, absolutely. So like you can rewatch it all the time you want. You've got lifetime access. So yeah, absolutely.
And are you sharing the price on here, or do they need to go to the link?
Oh, I can share it. I mean, It's $97. It's a flat $97. For all of the resources and including the bonus. And so right now the bonus itself is worth $47. And everybody always tells me that I price my stuff too cheap. But I want it to be affordable, but I want it to be an investment. Because when you invest in something, you take it more serious. And I can give all the free stuff in the world, and until you put a little bit of money behind it, this is just in life in general. I've seen it from my own self. You don't take it as serious. You don't get in and dig in and do the work. And I think when you have a little bit of money on the line and you've invested in a true class, because a teacher, this is my class, this specific thing, and it's worth the money, but I think you'll take it and run with it in a far deeper way, having a little bit of money on the line. So
yeah, and it's definitely a good price for knowing 7+ ways, technically 9 ways. So
yeah.
If you want to grab it, we would love, I just wanted to, bring Brooke to y'all, and that way you could learn from somebody who's doing this very, very well and very successfully. So
I get way too excited about it.
It's exciting. I mean,
I love it. Like I literally love it. I hope y'all can see that, but I do. I love Facebook, and I get defensive over it, and I don't know why, because it's this massive platform, but it has changed my life. It's changed my business, and I just like to share it and help it to change yours too. So,
well,
if you got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And Heidi, if somebody asks that you don't know the answer to, she'll get to me and we'll answer. We'll make sure we reply to you. You can follow me at Refabbed, RE-FABBED.
Yes, and I wanted to say one last thing before we have her go is remember whenever you're thinking about this, like our family, I mean, we wonder why people don't understand. Lives just started happening in 2016. Some of these reels and Facebook monetization didn't start until 2021, 2022. Like this stuff is so new. So when you think you're far behind, it has only scratched the surface. So I just want to remind you that you are not behind. It is all brand new. And these are opportunities that our parents didn't have. These are opportunities that my grandma never even knew would happen. So I just want y'all to know that these are new ways of making money, and online is not going anywhere. I mean,
No.
I can
Oh, it's not gonna, yeah. And that just brought a really good point that I want to end with. And I did hit on it just a little in the master class, but this is what they have now. Okay. They are constantly trying to come up with new ways. And I'm going to tell you, once you start doing some of the things on their platform that they have created that they want you using, you're going to start being eligible for more things as it comes along. So you're not too late, but jump on now and start doing all this and start learning this. And then as they keep bringing out new things, which they will, they're always trying to give us more value in more ways. I research that all the time. I'm always reading about more and trying to see what's coming. There's more coming. So once you get kind of immersed in this, you're going to start seeing even more opportunities than we even have right now. So that's another really exciting thing.
Yeah, very exciting. Well, thank you for being here, Brooke. For those of you that want to join the masterclass, the link is up top or in the comments. Grab it. And if you sign up before midnight tomorrow night, you get the 2 extra bonuses. And again, it's a full hour-long training for just $97 and to learn how to make money without selling on Facebook, which is so powerful. So thank you, Brooke, for being here. And let them know where they can find you, where they can follow you, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So you can follow me at Refabbed. It says Refab by Brooke Riley. I've added my name at the end just so it was not confusing whatsoever. So RE-FABBED. And then Refabbed Boutique is my boutique if you're interested in something like that. And then if you go to BrookeRileyCoaching.com, you can see any ways to find anything about my services and the way that I serve the business world. So
that's awesome. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate it so much.
All right. See y'all later. Let us know if you have questions.